The Candle-thon continues. Hey you guys, it's Tina Renee, your favorite candle maker and soon to be RA, which is a registered aromatherapist. Yes, your girl is in grad school. If you haven't seen my last video about me going back to school, particularly grad school, go check that out. It is on my page. So just wanted to give kind of like a entrepreneur / life update and let you know what's been going on with Whiffs on Wheels, how grad school is really going. Man, we have some stuff to get into because, honey, grad school is a whole nother beast. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Okay, so first, entrepreneur update. Let's start with that, okay? So what's going on with Whiffs on Wheels? I've kind of just been like not taking a break, definitely not taking a break. But I've definitely kind of taken 2 steps back to just evaluate the business in areas that have not been evaluated in, and just kind of seeing where I want to go with the business within the next, 6 months or so. I do long term too, but it's more or less to see like, okay, what are we doing? What do we want to see? What do we want to have happen within the next 3 months or 6 months? So some things that we're doing is we're really kind of getting really playful with our content. So back in the day, all I used to post was, back in the day, it's like almost 3 years ago. We are going to be 3 years old in September. Whiffs on Wheels is going to be 3 years old. So everybody knows we started making candles back in 2017. And in 2020, we said we're done with corporate America and we have been running Whiffs on Wheels since. So that's kind of what's been happening. But we used to just post our customers holding their bags. Like that was just what we did. They would come to the farmers markets, they would come to the pop-ups, and they would purchase from the boutique, and we would just take their pictures. We've been doing that since day one. That's not anything new for us, but that's all we were doing. So, as time goes on, we have, taken the time to see where we want to go with our business, what we want to do, and we definitely want to put out some more engaging content. And what really sparked it was maybe like almost a year ago, a vendor friend of mine, someone that I have worked markets and pop-ups with, she was like, your content is, your business is doing well, it's booming, but all that you show on Instagram is just your customers. That's all you really show. And we want to see a little bit more. We want to see behind the scenes. We want to see, informational, educational videos and things. And when she initially said it, I was just like, that's a thought. But then as time went on, it was like, okay, this needs to be a thing. So this year, we we started last year with like putting out more, or at least trying to put out more engaging content, like informational posts, and even more so now than ever that I'm in school and learning so much, and just there's so much with the magical world of aromatherapy. But we'll talk about that later. So engaging content is definitely something that we're doing, and only time will tell if it's working for us. But something exciting is we are hiring. Whiffs on Wheels is hiring. Yes, it's such a blessing to be able to do that. We are looking for high school interns, okay? So I've always kind of had like this dream, goal, passion, vision, whatever you want to categorize that in, of like giving back to the community, right? And the youth is definitely where it's at, right? The youth, they're the future of tomorrow. And I feel like if they're exposed to information and skills and crafts, it might spark their interest. Like I said, no one ever says, I want to be a candle maker when I grow up. No one says that. But here I am, a whole full-time candle maker, and I'm not where I want to be by no means necessary, but I'm doing a lot better than I was when I was in corporate. So with that being said, I definitely want to expose some young lady or young man to the industry and have them do a summer internship with us as a sales representative. So that's really cool. And they will get some hands-on sales experience as well as learn about the aromatherapy world. The aromatherapy field is just a magical space, and I don't feel like enough young people know about it. I think it's kind of one of those things, essential oils are kind of one of those things, if you didn't grow up in a home where they used it, you kind of don't know about it and learn about it until you're older and ready to take care of yourself, and you're learning about all of the, integrative health things that are out there. Options that are out there, I should say. So yeah, I want to expose, some young people to the industry, as well as give them some hands-on experience and let them make a little summer cash. So that's what's happening. That's very exciting. Our candle parties are still going strong. We've really been getting a lot of inquiries about it, and we've booked quite a few parties. So that's amazing. We definitely want to go full force with that. So candle parties are doing good. Markets, not so much, which is a big part of, another big part of why we want to do the summer intern program, try to generate some more customers, more revenue, things like that. So the markets are kind of slowed down for us, but we're not in a lot of markets either. So I don't know. I guess you have to be out there to be generating sales. I get that, but our focus is just on so many other more important things right now that the markets are, we're at one permanent market, but we'll see. We do have some really cool markets coming up. We have a Juneteenth market that we're going to be a part of, and we have a specialty market that we were invited to this month at the Ronald McDonald House. So I'm really looking forward to that. The tickets to get in are like $100, $100+. So it's a different type of audience, and I love being exposed to various types of audiences. I love that. I just like putting my brand out there and meeting new people and saying, hey, we're Whiffs on Wheels. This is what we do. This is how we do it. Rock with us. So that's what we're gonna be doing. A couple of new markets this month. So that is your entrepreneur update. Now let's get into this grad school stuff and let's see how it's going. Okay, so grad school is kicking my butt. No lie. We won't sugarcoat it. Grad school is definitely no walk in the park for me. I mean, I can only give you my real world, real life experience. And it is interesting. I will say this. I'm taking 3 classes right now. I am a full-time student, and I'm taking an aromatherapy class, a research class, and an anatomy and physiology class. Woo! So I'm learning a lot. I am learning a lot, but it is challenging. Let me tell you. So let's talk about grades. So I have my computer put up here. I'm gonna tell you my grades in all of my classes. So in my aromatherapy class, I have an A, right? And it's an A+. In my anatomy and physiology class, I have a 97%. So again, an A+. Now, that research class, right? So I have a class, it's called Assessment and Integration of Research. And basically what this class does is teaches the student how to properly research and write articles and papers, right? Research papers. So as an aromatherapist, I might write a column in, a magazine or something. Someone might reach out and say, hey, you're an aromatherapist. You're a registered aromatherapist. That will be my title soon. You are a registered, which is a big deal. And we'll talk about that in another video, because it's like, think of it as a nurse, okay, an LVN and a RN. It's the same thing in aromatherapy world. You have your aromatherapist, and then you have your registered aromatherapist. You have to sit for a board test. You have to pass that test, and then you can have that credential RA, registered aromatherapist, and then you will actually be a clinical registered aromatherapist, where the game changes, right? So again, another video for another day, but that is what will be happening. I am a product formulator, so I will be using all of my knowledge, skills, and I already do use a lot of it. in creating formulas in our line. So it's for candles, but we also do oils, and we've ventured into hydrating facial mist, and this is all science-backed formulas, right? Things that have had case studies done on it, and it works. So another video for another day. Okay, so back to that research class. It's something else. I don't know how else to say it. It is something else. So it is designed to teach you how to research and properly write articles and properly, understand peer review journals and all of that. Woo. Well, right now I'm working on a research paper, and I'm working on my thesis statement, my purpose statement, and just the body of the paper, right? And it's not a persuasive paper. It is a research paper. And let me get to this grade, because you guys are probably like, girl, are you passing or not? I am 100% passing. What I am passing with, I am not happy about. I have an 87.73%. So I have a B plus. Not okay for me. I get it. To each his own. We all have a different standard that we live by. And as a grad school student, you literally cannot get C's. They don't accept it. Like, it's not allowed. You have to get A's or B's and keep a 3.0 to be in grad school, or you go on academic probation and eventually will be discharged if you cannot get it together and keep it together. So yeah, my paper that I'm talking about is about how recycling will bring economic benefits with it, right? So basically, and it's deeper than that, but I'm giving you just the topic. It's about recycling and how if recycling is made to be mandatory, right? Mandatory recycling would produce a more financially sound world. Okay, in so many words. So if we recycle, if it's a mandate, right, we're required to, and this is a topic I chose on my own. This is not something that was given to me. I know, right? Crazy me. But I've really gotten into like being a candle maker and being exposed to a lot of just information about going green with your products, with your lifestyle. You really have a mind transformation. And recycling is something that I'm pretty passionate about. I wouldn't say I'd go march. I mean, I would go march for it, but I am pretty passionate about recycling. And I probably could have went with a bunch of other different things, but I don't know. It just kind of struck out to me. So my paper is about making recycling mandatory. If it's made mandatory, then we can have, there's a lot of financial benefits that come with that, right? So there's a lot of jobs that will be produced as a result of making recycling mandatory, because you're going to need a lot of people to take care of this junk, literally. And it also helps the middle class, or not even just middle class. It helps individuals who do not have that college education standard that so many employers require. It gives those individuals, that group of people, an opportunity to make living wages to support their families. So global poverty, right? Global poverty, mandatory recycling will help global poverty. I'm writing a paper on that. And yeah, right now I'm on the bibliography. And I have to come up with like 10 scholarly sources. And that's not easy, because I like secondary sources. Primary sources are peer-reviewed journals, scientists, doctors, experts in the field. That's primary sources. But there's so many secondary sources that I'm just a secondary source person. That's your blogs and your, magazine articles and people that have knowledge in the field. Someone like me, I would be a secondary source. But once I get that RA behind my name, I will be considered a scholarly source to some people. You get to be the judge of if they're scholarly or not. So yeah, that's what's happening in that class. In my aromatherapy class, I just completed 5 lab tests. I did test on eucalyptus, There's two different types, and the names are the original names are in Latin, right? They're all Latin names, and I dare not pronounce any of them. So I did 2 essential oil. I did 2 eucalyptus. Okay, I did a lavender. I did a rosemary, and I did a what was that? Let me see. Just a minute. Okay, chamomile. That's what it was. I did chamomile, 2 eucalyptus, a lavender, and a rosemary, and my findings were explosive. I learned so much in this lab. And because I am an aromatherapy major, none of the aromatherapy classes are cumbersome for me. It's all fun, right? There's a lot of writing and a lot of research, but I love that. Like, I literally was just reading this. I was like running an errand yesterday, and I was sitting shotgun, and I'm just sitting there for leisure reading and just making notes. And it's just so amazing how little we're taught about essential oils, but it's just not a respected industry because it's not a industry that's been approved by the FDA, right? So a lot of the Western medicines, a lot of them have been vetted by the FDA, whatever. Aromatherapy, essential oils, they've not. So it's like, whatever, but they work. There's case studies. I personally use them, and they're amazing. But I just found out a lot about those 5 essential oils, just the cautions that come with them. Like, if you're pregnant, you're not supposed to use certain essential oils within the first trimester. Because they can be toxic to you and your baby, your unborn child. If you have like epilepsy, I hope I said that right. Epilepsy, asthma, like these things can like interfere. So you got to know your stuff when you're making blends for customers, right? So I love it. I love it. I love it. It's going well. I got to get that research class grade up. I'm not cool with the B+. We need some A's. We need some A's in here. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. I hope you guys have all been well. For those of you that are tapping into my journey, I appreciate it. Like I said, there's so many goals and dreams for Whiffs on Wheels. And I just cannot wait to see where this adventure takes us, right? With God, all things are possible. Commit your ways to Him, your plans to Him, and He will prove them fruitful. And I believe that, right? So until next time, you guys take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you soon. The Candle Thon continues.